Hello and good morning, Armchair Warriors. My name is Tom, and I'm getting back into my Japanese campaign in Hearts of Iron 3 using the Black Ice modification version 11.3.4. As of this episode, 11.3.5 was actually released and put up on the forums. I'll actually probably dive into that down the road here. Not immediately. I'm not gonna put it in just a few months here before we go to war with the United States, well, and the rest of the world for that matter. So I'll probably hold off on that for a little bit. But it does provide some a little bit additional quality of life options for the utility window. Some bug fixes as well that are in there. So a lot of good stuff. I kind of did this off camera, but I had moved over the specialized light infantry and the veteran division headquarters. I just simply plopped it in with this existing infantry battalion that was just like a half strength infantry unit. Now it's definitely a lot tougher at this point, and the fact that it's down here, I need it in Southeast Asia more than I need anywhere else, honestly. I Oh, that's right. I'm not worrying about leaders at this point in time. We'll be doing that down the road a few months later. You can see we're here on June 6th, 1941, which, by the way, this exact date is not my birthday. However, I was born on June 6th, so it's quite auspicious that we're starting this particular episode here on that date there. Um, in fact, as of this episode too, is just the day before. It's June 5th of 2023, so I'm just a day before my birthday here. So happy birthday to me. My present to you guys is get another few episodes under my belt. Um, where we left off, we were, well, where are we? XinJiang. We were beginning to war with XinJiang. We had a bunch of successful attacks that just have already completed. We've already won, so we just need to move into the territories that we have have taken. I may have too many units here and taking on Xinjiang for right now. I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I want to be able to clear all this area out in a matter of say 2 months, maybe less. It's very mountainous and hilly around here, so actual transportation is limited. My movement of my guys is going to be kind of slow, but I want to get this capital, their only victory point location, encircled before the end of summer. And then I'll probably reduce it, whatever's in there, to simply reduce what's in there so the way there's nobody left, and not move into the capital. Just simply let combat or let war with Xinjiang stay through until December 7th, 1941. That way, I can at least maintain my AC status. Because currently we're spending nothing on consumer goods at this point here. That's the way I would like to keep it. I don't want to have to look at spending any IC in consumer goods. Not to mention, too, then I would have to demobilize once, while waiting for war with America, which means that I'd have to remobilize a week or two before, which, all that's kind of just painstaking. Anyway, that's the situation we're at this point in time. We haven't done much else anywhere here, though. I've got. Oh wait, why? Though I have moved all my troops back to the mainland right now. Um, uh, I guess that was a holdover from a previous partisan explosion. We've got all our units, boom, pretty much sitting here. 96 units total. What else we got here? Say about 97 is, I think. Yeah, there's just fleet commands. Those are just RP type units, or roleplay units that are going to get set up. So I got about 96 units here. Probably 2 dozen are just our headquarter type units. So about 70 divisions roughly sitting here just waiting for for their orders to come. I do have. Oh, that's right. We're waiting. These guys are waiting to like kind of get built up on. Though I think that's what I was doing here. Yes. We were throwing this guy on. This will make it a much more impressive, just like we did in Southeast Asia. Turns these little half strength infantry units into a much more impressive light infantry unit. Still, they're not terribly fast because the heavy artillery slows them down, but that's all right. That's okay. We'll get them sent into there. This unit's just gonna be waiting to get somebody built onto it. No biggie there. Do I have anybody here? No, not really. We're all good there. Got my paratroopers, which, eh. So one of the things I determined from last episode, based on my technology, I had learned. Oh, where is it? I had learned the 4-engine transport plane, discovered that now that their reach is not quite sufficient and their build time is well over a year, so I need to just simply get the 2-engine transport plane built up. So I got its latest step up in total range. So now my transport planes, let me double check now because I'm misremembering. Transport planes. Oh, well, that's right. I'm having to upgrade. I think it's 680. I want to say because I think they're 650 normally, so it's 680 kilometers is with that technology upgrade here. Palembang. We have to take that very quickly within the first week or two of going to war with the UK. Two options of doing that: drop some Marines off into the port here, capture it, move swiftly into Palembang. That or for that matter, drop Marines off on here and then move them into Palembang. But in any case, Marines to take Palembang or airborne. I may just do a combined operation anyway, and be done with it. But I determined if I was going to strictly go with an airborne operation on Palembang, I would have to either take one of these two air bases here, which it could be done. It might take a few days to move in and knock out the British defenders in here. But then I still have to ship my paratroopers over with their transport planes, wait for the transport planes to reorg since they rebased, or just build an air base in one of these two provinces. Probably just do it this one so it's closer to Palembang. That get it built as soon as I get Siam, which should be shortly after December 7th. Ship my transport planes over. That way they'll have plenty of time to reorg and be ready for the invasion of Palembang. And again, the reason why I'm going for Palembang, it has a petroleum refinery, the only one, I believe, in Southeast Asia. There's an event that happens within a week or two after UK declares or you declare in the UK, where the Allies destroy the petroleum refinery. I don't want that to happen because it's a pretty nice little benefit there. I think I probably will do a combined pair drop operation on the refinery with a marine landing somewhere around here. We could probably get that done. I would have to get my Marines restaged to this area here. Well, actually, pretty much anywhere would do. Palembang, if we even take off from Saigon, it's 903 kilometers. I'd have to use some landing craft, for example, or the long-range auxiliary ships. Either will do the trick, I feel. Any event, that's future type stuff. That's months down the road. This episode, we're basically just going to be moving into Xinjiang and hoping to get that capital surrounded. I will try to move as swiftly as possible. I actually have the speed turned up quite a lot here. Speaking of our builds, our transport planes, we're building 6 or 5 more. One's getting refurbed. That way, the one that I'm refurbing is just to make sure that I push the range update to it. It probably would do so organically anyway over the next 6 months here, but I just want to make sure that gets taken care of. I could also have put it to what's that option called? Where you tell it to get the upgrades. Anyway, prioritize. That's what I'm thinking. The word I'm thinking of. It's a Monday. I apologize. Words are coming difficult to me today. But I could have prioritized the upgrades, but I just want to make sure that it gets taken care of and done. So it's thrown in the queue. It's only 5 IC. We got a bunch of stuff coming over the course of the year here. We got 2 light carrier groups being built. These guys are basically a refurb from coastal battleships to light carrier groups. So I'll have 2 more groups being added to the existing 8 that I have already. A bunch of landing craft for my Marines. These are really, really nice. They're much better than all the auxiliary ships they're currently using right now. They got long, pretty far range, pretty good range. Can carry a decent amount too. We've got a bunch of destroyers coming in. We got another carrier that's going to join it. It's the 8th Keto tie, I believe it is. I'll finish that out. We got another heavy cruiser getting built here. Another naval bomber flight that'll be getting built there, and we've got 2 of our many to come jungle garrisons that we'll be needing. Let's see what else we got here. We got our Marines that are getting built. Hopefully, am I at 60%? No. So we're just basically hoping for some of the stuff to get built up here. Bunch of stuff sitting in the queue, and also threw a bunch of convoys and escorts in there to start. We've got enough for now, but I'll need to start churning these out pretty rapidly. They get built in a matter of a month. The convoys, escorts take a couple of months. I could push these at top if I start getting convoy ships sunk by American subs. I don't think I'll see that for a little while yet. I still have more stuff to put in the queue. Like I have about 10 Mountaineers I want to throw in here because I have a couple of Mountaineer headquarter units. I'll need Mountaineers for the Indian and Burmese campaigns. 2 more carrier groups, fleet carrier and light carrier group each. Some more of the naval bombers I would like to build, like 3 more wings of these in addition to what I already have here. And I think another grouping of I already had built, already had built a couple. I think another grouping of heavy cruisers, and instead of battleships, a grouping of battle cruisers. But then I can wait till the end of the year. We are doing pretty well in tech, though, as people have mentioned in comments from previous episodes. At that point, I really needed to kick my carrier tech into high gear. There's several. I am working on it. I'm catching up to where I should be, and I should be good to go come war with America. I think I have everything all set there. My main concern is my CAGs are like well out of date. I don't even have their doctrines set up properly either. So there's a lot of stuff. Part of the reason why I like playing Japan, they have so many things they need to work on and so little resources to do it. If I had 3 times as much leadership available to me, I still wouldn't have, I think, enough leadership to handle all the things I have to research. But we're getting there. We'll have to deal with it. Nothing really changed in politics. We're low on manpower, but I don't want to. I really don't want to switch to emergency conscription or this mandatory military service. I don't want to mess with that kind of stuff. And I think here, yeah, we're waiting for our unity to get up there a little bit, 2% more, and then we can jump up to the heavy industry emphasis. Hopefully that'll be sooner than later. We will see, though. And I did mention I haven't done anything recently. I did mention where I had some spies kind of filter in and tell me what the United States was working on, what they had. I'm sure it's even more by now, but when I checked a couple months ago, back in February, so they had over 1,800 IC available to them. So they had more than 6 times what I had. They had 8 carriers, mixture of fleet and light carriers available. Most, all but 2, were over in the Atlantic on that front there. The other 2 were in Hawaii. And I think they had something on the order about 20 more carriers being built, going to be ready in various stages from mid 1942 all the way through to mid to late 1943. I feel kind of good. I mean, that's scary, of course. The United States has so much IC available to them, but I felt kind of good in the regards that I have more carriers ready now than they did, and by the time war with America starts, I'll even yet more carriers than they will, or they will have. I've got basically all of these are carrier groups here, but one, I think this one, yeah, this one's just a reinforcement, light carrier reinforcement. The other fleet carrier that's going to get built is going to be thrown into the 9th Keto tie. And then the 4th and 5th, that's where the conversions, the CBB to CVL conversions are. So I'll have 10 total carrier groups running around. That's, I think, 28 total carriers. And several of these are light carrier groups. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's actually about 25 carriers, I believe. My math is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 25 carriers that I'll have. That's more than they'll have at start. And I'm still going to be needing to build more as time goes on. I haven't put those new ones in there. The new ones I get, those will be more of a reinforcement kind of type deal for any carriers I lose. Without any further ado and talking, let's get this show on the road. All right, let this day go by here. Carrier. See, I'm already starting to catch up to some of the text that I need. I'm okay. I'm fine. Also save the game. This is the first save since I started. Like I said, coming back from the weekend, it was a pretty long weekend for me, honestly. Because I don't think I did oh no, I did some episodes on Friday. This being Monday. I just didn't do I don't do anything over the weekends. I just do the episodes on the weekday. So when I come back on Monday, I tend to kind of have to catch up on what I did. Trade interdiction. We'll actually let this ride because it's for our subs. Same with the HE ammunition. Yeah, our battleships and battle cruisers could use that technology. CAG bomber focus. I think we're all caught up on that too. Yep. So, I mean, while I'm definitely was lagging in certain areas, others catching up. 1944, I got to wait for. So, I mean, that's by 1944, the Pacific War should be entirely over. I should have everything. Either I'll have everything, or America will have trounced me enough where it's like, oh, maybe I need more than just CAG. As you can see, we're beginning to move into XinJiang here. Reconquer the territory here. And actually, can we move up there? No, too low. So we got to move here like so and up. We will move those guys up there because we got people coming up behind. Yeah, in all actuality, we don't even need to stay in these two areas because you can't move into there and you can't move into there. So once I've got these 2 provinces, then I can just move into these next 2 provinces and just keep moving up and up. It's kind of funky the way that XinJiang's kind of laid out. Let me see if we can tell infrastructure. You see all the red area, which we have the fog of war, so we can't quite see into this area too well. But you can't even move into here, or here. But you can certainly move. There's several provinces up here, several provinces all around here. We just need to be concerned about here. What I end up usually doing is just push up around, surround the capital, clear out this western set of provinces, move back east, and then just reduce the capital enough to where we can then move forces out of here. AP heavy ammunition. We'll definitely keep that. Love seeing those battles won. Okay, so Unruh. Do I remember? It was the 9th keto tie, if I remember right. Yep. And that's just going to get added onto the Kaigun. When we get close enough to war with America, I'll give a breakdown of like how many fleets I have and stuff like that. But you can see I have 177 capital ships and destroyers sitting in Naguma, right? Oh, Nagoya. Nagoya port there. All those are going to be the basis of anywhere from a 7 to a 10 fleet or 10 ship fleet. It all depends. Like for some fleets, I like to just like destroyer only fleets. I just put 7 ships in there, use them as like tripwires to let me know, hey, there's if they get attacked by carriers or heavy or capital ships, it at least lets me know so I can start moving those type of assets closer. Because I feel I don't have enough of those type assets. In fact, you can look at it, I only have 32, 177 minus 145 destroyers. I only have 32 capital ships available to me, not counting carriers, just simply battleships down to heavy cruisers. So that's not quite enough to make enough fleets there. I could make about 10. Actually, maybe I could probably do better than that. I probably do about 15, 16. I try to spread out the wealth enough that the heavier ships of the line are sufficient to do what I need all over the place here, because there's definitely many different areas of points of attack. Very beginning, we only have to worry about Midway, Guam, and the Philippines. So that's where my capital ships and carriers will hang out. But the next phase after that, still got to worry about the Philippines. But once Wake and Guam's taken, we got to take Midway, and then what are these islands? Well, those are British anyway. Jarvis and Phoenix Islands here. The islands down here. I got to take. I don't even know what these islands are. Palmyra. I got to take all the American islands along this way here and down this way, kind of in a carrot shaped or arrow pointing right type of shape. So that way, then the next phase after that, invade and take on the Hawaiian Islands along with the Aleutians at the same time, just to begin those kind of stepping stones to get ready to either move to the East Coast or at the very least be able to hold these, put forth my my units, my fleets up here to the point where we can block off any American invasions coming my way. So I don't think I have enough capital ships for everything that needs to be done. Again, why I love playing as the Japanese is just they have so much to do, so much room they have to move around on, and not enough to do it. That's a problem. But that's because I put a lot of my focus toward carriers. I, I don't even think Japan had at any one time in World War II over 2 dozen carriers floating around. And I'm going to be having that on December 7th. I think at best they had maybe 8 carriers at any one time. Obviously, as the war progressed, America had well over 3-4 dozen carriers, I believe, if you count like escort carriers and things like that. Yeah, I feel we're doing okay in that regards. Torpedo boats, use them for tripwire defense in the islands, and subs. We have 20, or we got more than 23. 62 subs total. I usually put them in groups of 3, so that's 20, about 20 fleets of subs that I'll be sending out. A lot of them, about a third of them, it looks like, are the coastal subs, which I'll use those coastal subs mainly around like the Philippines and the Dutch East Indies and all around here. I have to use the long range subs and regular subs out in the islands because they have to go too far out. All right, moving up here, XinJiang, what we got going on? Alrighty, so I was expecting this coming up. Germany has declared war on the Soviet Union. You can see all the events that kind of get triggered on that. Um, I think the United States has already had, and in fact, you know what? Last episode, I got to a certain point, and the game crashed on me. And I think this particular event fired just before it crashed. I could be wrong on that. It might have been the first version or something like that. But anyway, I remember this last episode. We had it. The game crashed on me, and had to end it not too soon. Actually, it was running a bit long, but nonetheless, it ended before I was really ready. And I remember America had already said that, hey, we're gonna control the Atlantic just to make sure that anything that we ship over to our allies makes its way. I think this is yet another death knell to the German subs that might be roaming around in the Atlantic. This particular event there. Um, but this is the war of all wars at this point now, is Operation Barbarossa. I don't know how well off Germany is set up for it here. I mean, I see a ton of units on the front. Hungarians and Romanians are also set up pretty well too. Bulgarians may or may not get involved. I don't know. There's a lot of German units here that need to be that I would pull out. You don't need frontline German units down there. In fact, when I play Germany, usually I build so many garrison units just to hold all the territory that I get. Because I feel you don't want to be leaving frontline type troops holding territory that you've captured. That's just a waste of manpower. Like this guy, he should honestly be on the front lines. Anyway, good times there. We may have to help bail out Germany, perhaps. We will see. All right. So we got some battles there. So we see Hungary and Romania has also declared war. Cool. We'll check in, see how they're doing a little bit later. We're not too worried about the Barbarossa right now. We just keeping a focus on what's happening here. That does remind me. So July 1st, I'm going to kill my tech research because I want to put it all towards officer ratio, get my officer ratio up. Major victory, cool. And that's probably because they died. I think, yeah, that's too low. I've captured that. There's nowhere for this, so whoever's there just died. We don't want to export chromite. We need it. Yeah, they lost 10,000 troops there. Captured or killed. That's why I got that flag. Dual purpose guns. I think we're keeping that just because. Actually, I know there's some reason why we need to keep the dual purpose guns, but we'll just keep doing it. It's for our ships. Oh, what was the other one? AP ammunition? No. Okay. The time compression's making all the enemy just kind of flit all around here. Let's save it real quick. And a couple things I need to do. First off, cool. First of my tropical island garrisons, I'm going to simply put them here and assign them to the South Pacific headquarters. I don't. We'll leave that later, but when I get close enough to the American campaign, I'm going to change out my leaders. Don't want to do it right now, mainly because if I say unassign all, then all of these guys lose their leaders, and if I were to sit there and give them leaders, then all my units, I'd have to take a while off to just recover. So let's rebase. I forgot we had put what was on the ninth keto. Yeah, or no. I forget which keto. Anyway, one of them. I think maybe it was a Hiryu. Anyway, one of my fleets needed some CAGs. I'd forgotten once I put the unit in that I hadn't given to them yet. So we got another tropical island garrison, and another awesome leader, which we're going to pull off and use somewhere else. So we're ready there. And those are basically going to be used for when I capture Guam and Wake Island. Taking a look here to see, yeah, I got way too much supplies here, and we're doing awesome in our resources. Conquering China, yeah, it helps a lot. Building on our Marines, about time. Um, so all these will be done. That's gonna be 12, 13 IC freed up. So it'll drop me down to 430, 428 needed. First round of landing craft will be finished. We got some destroyers this summer will be finished up. That's about another 6, well, 8 IC that'll be freed up there. That's about it, really. Oh, a wing, naval bomber wing will get finished as well, too. How many do I know? Well, I think I'm building. There it is. Yeah, I'm building an extra naval bomber there. That's not the only wing that I've got. Where's my other? Up here. Oh, 2 others. So I've got 3. That's my 4th. That should be sufficient. All right. Now, formation of Kwang Tung Defense Army. Yes, we want to form it anyway. I want to say, I think that's the landing craft. I think that's what I'll be using here in China, but I could be wrong. That might be somebody else. So I forgot about it. I already had a round of 5 landing craft built. This is my next group here. Put you to the first and assign you to the second. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We have for October. Yes, we'll have 5 actually, and with a 6 grouping kind of on the way there. Those 2 extra landing craft I'm just going to throw on to, or 2 of the extra ones I'll throw on this assault ship, just to give them some beefiness there. Just because I don't want to lose. If I lose the assault ship, whatever they're carrying dies along with it. That's why I put them in groups of 3 landing craft. I know they can carry 285 weight. Usually what I do is I just put in 2 Marines. That's 164. So that way if I lose one, let's see, what's a third off? That's about 90. Yeah, I could lose 1 landing craft and still both Marine units will be fine. If I have two Marines in there. Sometimes I'll just have 1 Marine going on board one of these. I mean, I got 10 different craft. I only have 10 Marines plus 5 headquarter units. So I could put 1 Marine per grouping here. And even on the auxiliary ships, I can only handle 150, or the long range, I think they handle 120. That's fine. I could lose one of the long range landing craft ship and probably be okay. Maybe that might be kind of that's I'm thinking worst case scenarios. To be honest, I always try to make sure that I have a carrier group and or a capital fleet unit nearby to make sure that we don't lose anything. Oh, you know what? Start to reinforce Kuomintang Army. Yes, start to reinforce them. I totally forgot we got some new stuff here. So this attachment to the Kuomintang. This will be, I'll assign him to there, the 22nd. 22nd, or 23rd, rather. This is what I'll use to take Hong Kong. Should be sufficient. It's only a garrison unit plus a colonial infantry unit. The colonial infantry unit's like kind of this guy, because they're a militia, I'm just going to come and send them down here. And we can actually assign him to the Guantang army as well. What do we need here? Too much spending reinforcements. Cuckoo. And how many days are we talking about for our 16 days? Because we're at the point where, I mean, while it's great not having to lose so much in the way of resources, we're actually gaining resources now at this point because so much for IC is going towards our IC debt. Honestly, these are about ready to be popping out. Yay. Honestly, I don't want to lose any IC, period. I need all the IC I have just to be continuing my builds as much as possible. Okay, so you're moving up there. You're moving there. So we can't move there anymore. Okay, why do I have you guys moving up there then? Weird. So apparently this province here is going to be the bottleneck, as it were. It's going to be where I can throw all my units into, and I don't have to worry about any behind the lines type movement here. Cool. Let's get that going. Do I want to sell copper? I don't think I do, because copper helps for my naval builds. Now we got surplus 2. Yeah, we shall say not a chance. I don't need the money quite so badly. You can pause to read this here. Just another freebie headquarter unit. We'll actually attach it to the Kwantung Theater, and we will transport them out there as well. Actually, down to here. Put them in, well, Cameron. That'll work. There we go. Really need to learn my geography. I'm like pausing over certain areas. I'm like, probably because China's been on my mind so long now. I'm like automatically default to going there. Cool, we got some more money. Oh wow, we got a ton of money. We're up to 8,900 now. Must have gotten over 1,500. Requisition small, and we'll say no need because we're building our invasion fleets that we need. Gotta wait for this to finish up before we can begin to move out of there. Okay, so there's 2 ways we're needing to go. Oh, that's the capital, so we need to avoid that. We're going to leave an infantry unit behind. Come up here like so. So all these guys are going in here, and then we'll leave the headquarter units behind. And then we'll go up here, leave an infantry here, leave an infantry here, leave an infantry, and then I think we'll be able to just push like so. Leave infantry in case we need to. All right, that's how those guys will go. So they're going like that, leave an infantry behind. Then we're coming up here. We'll leave infantry just in case we need to. We'll go up here, leave an infantry. Let you go there, leave an infantry. Well, yeah, we'll do it like that. All right. So we kind of let that campaign just go on on autopilot. In fact, I don't even need to really pay attention to this. The way I've got units dropping off, it's we won't need to worry about any problems in that area. So Romania, wow, pushing pretty hard. Romania is going for Odessa. Hungary is doing all right. Germany Wow, Germany's doing really well at the very beginning, which that's not surprising. It's only been 2 weeks. Wait until we get into fall, like September, October, and just see how well Germany's doing by that point. No real encirclements though. I mean, they may have caught some units here, but I don't see any encirclements overall. Uh, pushing. Oh, they're pushing real good actually. They have half the Baltic states already. Once they get up to there's Leningrad. Once they get a province adjacent to Leningrad, then an event fires where Germany asks Finland to join the war with them. Um, for the most part, that happens. I think it doesn't though if Finland is with the Allies or under Comintern rule. I've never seen the Comintern rule, but I would presume that's possible if Finland loses to Russia, and Russia in turn then just puppets them. Yeah, we got a cav unit that's flagging there, but that's all right. Nope, we lost quite a few units, but they lost so much more. Medicine advance, that's nice to see, because with that manpower we need destroyer, which we'll throw onto the Kaigun. Yeah, just push in. Eventually, what's going to happen is China gets XinJiang as well. Um, it's not worth much, in all honesty, just a few IC. But hey, it is what it is. Cool. So that will leave, and because we have a lot riding on our landing craft, we're gonna go all in here. We don't need to worry about, well, the raiders. Yeah, we'll have tons of raiders, so we do need the transport ship types techs going into play too. Oh, another destroyer. Cool. Buy a mercenary unit. We want to indeed buy a brigade. It's worked out so well for us so far. Oh, it goes to the queue, and I have to push it to the top. It's worked out very well for us so far, in as much that I'll have yet another unit there, which means I don't want to say basically I could just build. Oh, what's the unit? The security division? No, mixed brigade. I could basically it's mixed brigade already built. I just need to build this portion, which you can see how cheap it is. I mean, $6, 6 IC, and 4 manpower. Worth it. Very much worth it. Oh, how are we doing? We're coming down. So the leader unit will be there. I'm going to put the militia probably down here like so. I'm waiting for, I think in the next few months here, I'll have 2 events that'll come up. One that's basically Manchukuo garrisons. That gives me, I forget how many, 8 garrison units. What I'll end up doing is filtering them, putting them along here, and maybe a few over here. Kind of spread the wealth a little bit here. I probably need to put some in French Indochina as well. I think it's just 8. There's also a like a riot event that occurs down the road. I already took the police headquarter units, so our police headquarters, which I have in several different provinces in the mainland and in Korea. That gives me 10 Keto Tai units plus 2 headquarter units that are attached. Those I'll also use throughout China and French Indochina, just to keep all the badness at bay anytime partisans pop up. There's also another event too that's I think it's like another Manchukuo garrison type of event, but it just gives me like artillery and anti-aircraft and headquarter bodyguards and things like that. I use those to help bolster my defenses out in the islands. Any single garrison units, which I don't see that I have here. Oh yeah, these guys, for example, I beef them up, and I'll filter the other units on the islands that don't have anybody on them. But that's later. Let's see if we can't get through July here before I call it. Basing advanced, I think we can kill that. Yeah, that's 1942 check tech. And cool. There's our mercenaries, which we'll throw onto here, and we'll attach them to Yamashita. It doesn't matter how I have it set up. Either or. And you know what? And I'm even thinking about it. Let's go ahead and just put 2 of these into the queue, just the way they're here. 6 IC actually doesn't take too long if I were to push them to the top, but I don't need them right this very second. Nor will I really need them that soon. I have other priorities here. Honestly, the light cruisers I can push to the bottom. Yeah, torpedo boats, I kind of need those. The bombers, I'm looking at building 2 more bomber wings. Yeah, those I'll need. Subs, I don't need those right away. There. And now to pop into here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Rebase to carrier. Yep. So we have 10 effective carrier groups. I keep them in 7 ships. Each fleet has 7 ships. We can go through. You can see my fleet carrier groups: 2 fleet carriers, 5 light cruisers, 4 planes. Light carrier groups, I have 3, 4 light cruisers, 3 planes. So that's the standard I like to kind of go by there. I can see, yeah, some of my light carriers like the Ryujo and Hosho are like well out of date. What was the so light carriers? That's level 4. Those are the ones that just got built. I must only be at level 4. Though fleet carriers are out of level 5. Yeah, well, at the very least, looking through all this, most of my fleet carriers are modern, as are most of my light carriers. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. It's just some of the onboard tech might be kind of outdated, like the anti-air and stuff like that. Okay, we've lost 60%. Oh, we stole some blueprints. Cool. That's good because I wasn't going to research that. I've spent so much research now on naval stuff, so that's good to see. And let's beef this up a little bit. Okay, we're doing good with our upgrades. Supplies are fine, and how far down in here we're going now? Okay, yeah. So our Marines will be ready in spring. That's good to see. Radar for destroyers, frigates. We are well up to date on there. I mean, you need to detect something before you can attack it. So one could say that, my guns might be out of date, but heck, at least I can detect and find the enemy and engage them. Destroyer escort drill. We'll keep that going because we need the positioning. Now, so we'll be not gaining as much money here pretty soon. Russia doesn't like the fact that I'm on the Axis side, and Germany's declared war on them. Now, I think at this point here, let's take a look at what's going on with Germany, and then I'll go ahead and call it. This episode, I don't want to run too long here. Romania indeed got Odessa, and with some German help, they're pushing up to, I don't know how to pronounce that, B line, river line here. So cool. Um, oh yeah, Germany's all the way down here. So yeah, they're up here. Honestly, yeah, they've almost got that river line. Hungary, actually, Hungary did some pushing here, but I think Germany then kind of moved in and said, "Ha, this is our territory." So Romania is doing real well with all that it got. It all depends what. There's an event that Germany gets just before war starts, where you get the option of choosing. Do you want like full conquering? You want to take over Soviet Union completely, or do you want to I forget the name of the plan, but basically break the conquered parts of Russia up into different minors. Like you got Ukraine eventually, and I forget all the others around here in this area are. Um, I don't know if the AI gets to choose that or not, but we'll find out. Oh, they're doing really well here. Holy cow. Uh, yeah. That Smolsk is there. Vitebsk here. And Moscow. So how far are we from Moscow? 500 kilometers away from Moscow at this point, and they're only in the first month of the war. That's actually not too bad. Heck, by this point, they've already moved at least 300 kilometers. So yeah, they've done pretty well here. The Baltic state expansion kind of slowed up some. Italy is helping out big time in the Baltic states here. Wow. And for that matter, the central part. Huh. I like what that shows. How are we doing, Italy? Uh, lack of supply, I'll bet. I mean, they're doing well, but there's a certain point when you start pushing and pushing and pushing, you get a lack of supply, and you, you come up against these areas here that have forts and pillboxes, and you can't make it till to Alexandria. But I don't see any other issues elsewhere worrying me. So I think we're doing good there. And oh wow, Italy's doing very well here. They're they're not pushing further north. I don't think they can. Um, I think I think either you can't make it through here because of the there's like deserts blocking the way or whatever. You can't make it from here up to Africa, or it's just supply. It's probably more supply than anything else. They are pushing down this way some, it looks like. I see that garrison was retreating, but then so is there. Could have a couple units there retreating too. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. I mean, they're doing well enough that they're holding it. We're doing pretty well ourselves. XinJiang, like I said, by the end of summer, I want to have the capital surrounded and just basically reduce the units that are here in the capital. They don't have much. It's mostly headquarter units that are there. I think what I killed over here was a sizable portion of their army. But surround it, beat the capital down. Don't move in, but just keep beating down whatever gets built there until December 7th. Then I can finally take it, and then we'll go into war, which in the coming episodes we will certainly get to. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. Check next episode where we go a little bit further and hope to get XinJiang totally surrounded, and we can breeze through a couple months easily at that point in time. September, October should be really quick months overall. I will see you guys next time. You have a good day.